episode of Cooking with Tiffany. I am your host, Tiffany DuBois-Morales. Now you might be asking, why is she wearing a fascinator on her head? That's because as of this recording, it is May 2nd, also known as Kentucky Derby Day. Now, we weren't able to attend any events this year, but we'll go next year, I promise. It will be a lot of fun. But for today's video, we are going very simple with our menu. We are going to be doing Asian glazed rack of ribs, of which you can find at Tony's Meats and Market here in Centennial, Colorado. Produce from Safeway Markets, which in this case is, basically everything. The lettuce, the herbs, tomatoes and cucumbers, and I might do a drink with this video as well. But sit back, relax, and we will be back. Welcome back, everybody. So, a few things on these beautiful rack of ribs, which you can find once again at Tony's Meat Market. The marinade that I put together for this is a me creation once again. So on here we have our black peppercorn and red pepper flake, which are the only two dried spices for our rack of ribs. The glaze itself is comprised of gochujang, hoisin sauce, some black vinegar, thank you, Uncle Brent, for that, and some Lee and Perrins Worcestershire sauce. There's also a solid handful of garlic in here that I just pressed with our garlic press, and there's a little bit of water to keep everything from sticking. Our oven is now fully preheated at 425 degrees. So we are going to take our beautiful rack and just add them in the oven. We're going to set a timer for 45 minutes and we'll show you the finished look once it's done. So our next dish that we're going to be doing is just a very simple romaine, cucumber, and tomato-based salad. And I'm going to also be doing a balsamic vinegar and olive oil herb-based dressing. Now, salads, as you all know, are very easy to make, can incorporate multitudes of ingredients, so I'm just throwing this together. Nothing super complicated is needed. I'm just in the mood for something, fairly simple. So at the bottom of our mixing bowl will be our romaine lettuce. I'm using one whole head. So if you have a bigger party or anything, you can use, a couple of multitude of heads. And this part is one of my favorite parts of any salad. So I am going to throw these in because I like the crunchy parts of our salad. Next, our cucumber, which for anyone that isn't already aware, I am Greek on my mother's side, so we just go ahead and slice these bad boys of some of their skins before we just go ahead and slice everything up. You add that into here. Tomatoes. Beautiful, simple. No need to be super fancy and do like a thin julienne. I just sliced them and cut them in half. Next thing we do with all of these ingredients is just mix it all together. Now, if I was making the dressing in here, I would just season with the dried spices, followed by the balsamic vinegar and olive oil. But I am going to be making the dressing in our serving bowl itself. So we're just gonna go and take care of the stems of our herbs, which these aren't edible because those are from the mint. The cilantro as well as basil herbs, which are our other two, are edible, and honestly they are what you want for the dressing itself versus the leaves. The leaves are great, but most of the time they don't carry a whole lot of flavor. So we're gonna garnish the salad with this at the end. And just get started with our dried herb. So for the rest of your dressing, you have your dried spices, you have the stems of our herbs, and then we are just going to eyeball it and add in our balsamic vinegar, in this case from Cardenas, which you can find in South Philadelphia's Italian market. It is family owned for multiple generations, and they have, in addition to the balsamic vinegars, olive oils, and a bunch of other hot sauces and ingredients that I like. I'm adding in good Sicilian olive oil. This is olio di Passaggio from the Santa Anastasia vineyard out in Sicily that we're running low of, but don't worry, we got this. We're going to take our bowl of ingredients and add it all in. And now the last thing we're going to do is just mix this all together. Salads are meant to be dressed, but they don't need to be swimming in dressings or anything. So this is just, you know, a simple bit. We're gonna do a final round of seasoning and garnish with our fresh herbs. And finally, just do a final mix. Man, I wish you guys could smell how awesome this is right now. But we will be back once it's time to serve our rack of ribs. All right, everybody, we are back and check it out. So we have our Asian glazed rack of ribs, of which you can find the ribs at Tony's Meats and Market in Centennial, Colorado. We also have our finished salad with cucumbers, tomatoes, and romaine lettuce, and homemade olive oil and balsamic vinegar dressing. And on the side, my spicy Italian medium shell pasta with a little bit of shrimp and guanciale infused tomato sauce. As always, please do not forget to head over to your local butcher shop, produce stand, fishmonger, and spice shop, which I am still on the hunt for a place to get my spices in bulk. Hope you all have a great rest of the weekend and week, and I will see you all soon with more Cooking with Tiffany episodes. I am your host, Tiffany DuBois-Morales.